Mark your calendars right now. This is the biggest date in all of crypto, and it's not January 10th, 2024. This has been getting all the attention. The Bitcoin spot ETF deadline, what's going to happen with it? It's massive. This is so big for Bitcoin and crypto. There's a bigger date though, and it's 7 days later on January 17th. That's what I want to break down in this video. I'm saying this, in my opinion, is bigger than the Bitcoin spot ETF story. 30 days until the hearing on Coinbase's motion for judgment on the pleadings. If Coinbase wins, it would be a total rebuke of the SEC's regulation by enforcement campaign against crypto. If Coinbase wins, I'm telling you right now, crypto wins. This would be so big. While the Ripple case was enormously consequential, this one is for all the marbles. So this is Meta Lawman over here on X, just law background, obviously, but just such a good, helpful resource in terms of following this story. And I'm going to break down the context of this story and even what direction I think it's going to head, how this is going to play out in the next 30 days, and also get some insight into Meta Lawman and his opinion. This is John Deaton, right? John Deaton, huge from a law perspective in the crypto space. Crypto Law US and I plan to present on behalf of the more than 5,000 Coinbase customers I represent as potential amici in the case. I want to just say something. Judge Fila is on the case. And from the due diligence I've done, and from what I've seen so far in terms of pre-motion hearing and all that, she seems like the type that is gathering necessary information, all the important context to understand crypto, the crypto space, the law, the actual law, and that is good in my opinion. And having John Deaton now presenting on behalf of more than 5,000 Coinbase customers as well, this is on point. And this is the time is ticking now. We're 30 days away from all of this coming to fruition. I want to lay some context though. This is where it really all started. This is June 2023, the summer. Earlier in the year, SEC charged Coinbase. They sued Coinbase. Now check this out. We're gonna hop into why the SEC might lose here and why this could be very bad for the SEC. I'm about to break it down. And what's so cool about it is the fact that Meta Lawman kind of broke it down before SEC even sued Coinbase, like a month before. This was in May. They sued Coinbase in June. This is in May. If the SEC follows through on its threat to sue Coinbase, I believe the SEC will lose. The SEC's case has a fatal flaw, and the problem is entirely of Gary Gensler's own making. Let me explain. I'm going to read through just a little bit of this thread. It's not a ton, but if you're into crypto and if you've been following the story, this is so important. It's not a chart. We're actually going to look at an XRP chart to try and get some idea, some context into what could happen in a minute. But after he was confirmed to his post as chairman of the SEC, Gensler testified to Congress. Check this out. Look at this real quick.
I do think that working with Congress, and I think it's only Congress that could really address it, it'd be good to consider if you would ask my...
Congress is the only one that can regulate it. The SEC does not have authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. He just said it. So that therein lies the problem that the SEC has right now. The problem for the SEC is, of course, that Gensler's testimony was entirely correct. Which agency may be given authority to regulate crypto exchanges is a major question that can only be answered by Congress. And the SEC can't simply wish its own legal authority into existence. So it's exactly what they have done. Now, at one point, Gensler was saying that it's up to Congress. SEC can't regulate this. This is why I say all the time, the law is on Coinbase's side. The law is on crypto's side here, not SEC's side. If the SEC follows through on its threat to sue Coinbase, which obviously they did around a month later, the Coinbase legal team will surely zero in on the communications within the SEC leading up to Gensler's May 6, 2021 testimony. That is for sure. If they sue Coinbase, which they did, the SEC's lawyers will have the unenviable task of trying to explain away their own chairman's testimony to Congress and all the documents and discussions that preceded it internally within the SEC. Embarrassing prospect for the SEC. I mean, right here, look at this. Everybody. Even more damaging will be all the discovery Coinbase will conduct around Gensler's decision to pull a 180-degree reversal, right? So that's where we came from. And then, as you might have been following along in August, this is the newer headline. SEC has violated due process. Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal on motion to dismiss lawsuit. Motion to dismiss, everybody. So when we start talking about now January 17th deadline, this is where we're getting the deadline. Lawyers for Coinbase cited precedent from the SEC versus Ripple case in which a judge ruled that XRP largely did not qualify as a security by commission standards. Judge Torres. So important. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what happened? What happened when judge ruled that? Look at XRP that week of July. 100% gains. What do you think? And I'm not trying to do price speculation in this video, but what do you think is going to happen to the space, to the cryptos that were mentioned in that Coinbase case that took a big hit? What do you think is going to mention if Coinbase gets a win? Or what do you think is going to happen if Coinbase gets a win? I'm not saying it's going to hit 100% gains or everything's going to explode, but I'm just saying it would be a massive win for the space. Here's Paul Grewal in August in regards to the file to dismiss. Coinbase filed our brief asking the court to dismiss SEC's case against us. And then we're going to talk about Judge Fila in a minute. Wait till you see something. Our court argument is simple. We don't offer investment contracts as that term has been construed by decades of Supreme Court and other binding precedents. By ignoring that precedent, the SEC has violated due process yet again, abused its discretion, and abandoned its own earlier interpretations of securities laws. Isn't that for sure? Look at Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer. Look at Coinbase weaving together the case against the SEC. By ignoring that precedent, the SEC has trampled the strict boundaries on its basic authority set by Congress. Done. There it is. There's not much more to talk about, everybody. There's really not. I personally am hoping, and there's no guarantees, who knows what's going to happen. I'm personally hoping that Judge Fila just does what's right, does what's on the side of the law. And so far, she's really been she seems legit in terms of taking that approach. She seems skeptical. January 17th, here we are, is an important date. It's the oral argument for the Coinbase motion to dismiss. And here's what's so compelling. Oftentimes, judges won't schedule an oral argument on a motion to dismiss. Most of the time, motion to dismiss is denied on papers alone. This motion is different, however, and Judge Fila is giving it the attention it deserves. In regards to the motion to dismiss, I just want to pull this up real quick. If we look at this is obviously August. This is filed August 4th, which we just looked at. Let me try and open this up a little bit. But just look at some of the points here. The complaint does not plead securities transactions. Because the complaint alleges no contractual undertaking beyond the point of sale, no investment contracts pleaded, SEC misreads Howey in asserting that a scheme without a contractual undertaking will suffice, and it goes on. Other points. This is what was filed, and the judge setting this oral argument, which is not usually the case. That's what's going on here. Meta Lawman predicting something, it looks like, back in August. Here's another prediction. Judge Fila's ruling in the Coinbase case is going to look a lot more like the Torres decision. And you can just see what the Torres decision was. Judge rules an SEC case versus Ripple. And we know what happened. XRP ruled not a security in July. We saw that chart on the XRP chart. But check this out. This was I think the same day the XRP ruling happened. This is the pre-motion hearing for Coinbase SEC. And now we're coming all the way around. And this is what's all leading up to January 17th. Coinbase SEC spar over definitions of securities, nature of staking, a first court hearing. And I will just say this. Judge Fila seems skeptical. Whether she is or not, I don't know, but she just seems skeptical. And you can even see a little bit of it. SEC is not looking to regulate all the crypto in this country. We regulate conduct, said the SEC. And then Judge Fila, it seems like to consider which conduct to regulate, you'd have to consider what to regulate. You see that? And I think that's bringing into context the fact that they're trying to regulate. And they're not in position to do so. More skepticism. Was it within the power of the SEC to have Coinbase register as a securities exchange? I think so, Judge Fila said. It's not crazy for Coinbase to think that what they were doing was okay based on the issuance of the S1. Crazy, everybody. This is the entire story, and it's coming to fruition. Here's another headline from July. Judge aligning with Coinbase's arguments in pre-motion conference. By the way, Judge Fila was on a Uniswap case, I believe, pretty recently, dismissed that case, I think. And here we are. We're 30 days away, January 17th, such a big date for all of crypto. What's going to happen? I have no idea. I know what I think will happen, obviously. We know what Meta Lawman thinks. I'm pretty sure that's still his view back in August, thinking that it'll be a pretty good ruling for crypto. I'm trying to anticipate every scenario. I really am. I don't even want to think about if it goes bad for Coinbase. That would just be terrible. But I wanted to bring this all together, everybody. We do have our eyes peeled for January 10th, the Bitcoin spot ETF news, all that. But this is massive for all of crypto. It really is, especially if you hold other cryptos rather than Bitcoin. And the thing is, it's not just US. This really does have broader implications throughout the entire world. The actions of the SEC has been just demolishing investors worldwide. That's what's crazy. And they're supposed to protect US investors. Well, they've done a good job of just destroying US investors and worldwide investors. So we'll see what happens, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like. If you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on. I will see you all in the next video. Have an awesome start to your week, and God bless.